Good evening and welcome to your Tuesday, October 28, 2025 edition of the Evening News. I am Jemima Holmes. Thank you for joining us. Let's take a look at some of the lead stories tonight. Police arrest suspected terrorists linked to fatal gas station bombing in Georgetown. Guyana must not limit its ability to be transformative by the size of its population, says President Ali. Residents call on authorities to tackle dust pollution at RELIANCE Abundant. City Council clears unauthorized no parking signs, other obstacles in Georgetown. Massive infrastructure upgrades taking place at National Park, and motorcyclist dies in Sheriff Street crash after failing to stop at intersection. Now for the news in detail. We begin tonight's newscast by telling you that a suspected terrorist has been taken into custody following the deadly gas station bombing in Georgetown that left a child dead and several other persons injured. Davina Samaru reports that the arrest was made hours after the Guyana Police Force offered a $5 million reward for information leading to the suspect's arrest.
The suspected terrorist responsible for the deadly bomb attack in Georgetown has been arrested, the Guyana Police Force announced on Tuesday. The suspect, Daniel Alexander Ramirez Piodomo, was arrested at Virginusian Sideline Dam, East Bank, Essequibo, by a team of police officers who were acting on information received. The suspected terrorist is presently in police custody, assisting with the ongoing investigations into the tragic explosion that occurred on Sunday at the mobile fuel station on Regent and King Streets, Georgetown, which claimed the life of a child and left others injured. Moments before his arrest, the Guyana Police Force had announced a $5 million reward for information that could lead to the arrest of the wanted individual. Earlier on Tuesday, investigators had revealed that they discovered the clothing worn by the suspect when he planted the bomb at the gas station. Police said a distinct blue t-shirt, black pants, and hat were found discarded at a location in Region 3. On Monday night, the police force had disclosed that 3 persons had so far been arrested, including a Venezuelan national. One of the persons in custody was identified as Roberto Fuentes, the registered owner of the suspected getaway vehicle used during the terrorist attack. The vehicle, a silver motorcar bearing registration number PSS 7874, has since been impounded. Just before 19:30 on Sunday, an explosive device planted at the mobile gas station detonated, resulting in the death of 6-year-old Suraya Bourne and injuries to 7 other persons, including 2 other children. Investigations revealed that earlier that evening, the suspect was seen at the station with 2 large black plastic bags. A gas station employee stopped him from discarding the bags in a bin near the pumps, and as such, the man left the area. However, CCTV footage shows that the suspect still managed to discard the bags on the property near a storage unit for cooking gas cylinders, after which he walked away. Shortly after, a powerful explosion erupted, severely damaging the station, several vehicles, and nearby buildings. The blast killed a 6-year-old girl and injured 4 of her relatives, who had arrived in a car at the gas station to purchase food from the attached KFC outlet as part of a Sunday family tradition. The government has since offered to cover all expenses associated with the funeral and wake of little Suraya, while other services such as counseling will also be provided to affected persons. Meanwhile, the management of the mobile gas station will be holding a press conference on the incident on Wednesday. According to the police, the explosion caused damage to the mobile mini-mart, a storage bond, and 4 fuel pumps, as well as to several nearby buildings, including the KFC outlet, adjoining commercial establishments, and portions of the High Court. Additionally, experts from the Forensic Science Laboratory have collected samples, including plastic and metal fragments, which are being analyzed to determine their origin and any evidential value. Meanwhile, as investigations continue, President Dr. Irfan Ali took to his Facebook page on Tuesday to share an excerpt from the Criminal Law Offences Act, which reads that a person who commits a terrorist attack that results in the death of any person shall be sentenced to death. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
President Dr. Irfan Ali asserted that Guyana must not allow the small size of its population to define or restrict its potential for transformation, noting that with the rapid pace of national development, the country will need to attract both talent and investment from abroad to fully achieve its ambitions. Here is Davina Samaru again with the details.
We are shaped by the boldness in our thinking, and if we limit our ability to be transformative and our ability to innovate by the size of our population or the size of our country, then we'll never be able to be competitive. That is why investment in human capital, investment in technology, and building the infrastructure to support the competitiveness of our economy is an important part of staying alive and competing.
President Dr. Irfan Ali on Tuesday participating in the 9th edition of the Future Investment Initiative being held in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia under the theme, The Key to Prosperity, Unlocking New Frontiers of Growth. During the roundtable discussion, the Guyanese leaders spoke about the need to build Guyana to compete in a global system.
Every country, you must be able to compete in a global system. And to compete in a global system, regardless of how big or small you are, you have to have the right infrastructure, the right education system, you have to have health care, you have to have a food system that will keep your people out of starvation and from hunger. You have to do these things. In our case, we are now able to have energy that will be competitive and allow us to compete in an energy infrastructure of which digitization, AI will be a big part. So now we are leapfrogging into the 2030 and beyond world, where AI, data centers, digitization, and technology will play an important part. But whilst we are doing that, we are also investing in the traditional sectors, ensuring that we position ourselves as a food capital of the world, investing to ensure that we keep our standing forests standing for the sake of humanity. We are investing to ensure that we have the most skilled people, skilled population.
President Ali admitted that with the nation's swift development outpacing its labor capacity, talent will need to be imported.
We know, like Qatar, we have to bring in talent, we have to bring in people, we have to bring in investment, we have to bring in technology. So that is what we are doing. We don't have the time or the human resource asset in terms of numbers to start from scratch. We have to bring in the models that are proven and then advance it for our own development.
Just a few months ago, Guyana's Vice President Dr. Bar Jagdeo had asserted that while the country embarks on importing labor to keep up with its rapid economic growth, the government will put systems in place to guard against any foreign takeover. The Vice President had also cautioned against any xenophobic attitudes, reminding the public that there was a time in the country's history when Guyanese themselves sought employment opportunities abroad. Reporting for the Evening News, Davina Samaru.
Residents of a section of Reliance abandoned East Kanji, Berbice, are calling on the authorities to intervene and address ongoing dust pollution affecting their community. Our Berbice correspondent spoke with some of the affected residents and filed this report.
This is Sideline Dam Reliance abandoned East Kanji, Berbice, which has one of the main access streets used by the Rose Hall Sugar Estate to transport cane from the field to the estate for grinding. The vehicles residents say drive at a very fast rate, creating dust, which has been polluting the area, a situation they say has been occurring for more than a year.
You can do nothing here.
This definitely key, my brother. Take key. We really want somebody to look into this matter. This does the all in my home. I have to cover up everything. All my children, all my daughter's school documents. I have to cover it with the blood. If you go now and see my house inside, you can mark your name on it. You see my name? My netted, black sheet. You wash it today, it's the same.
It's every day you got to wipe at the house 2-3 times a day. You got to sweep. Wipe table, you can't even come out when they sit on your bottom house. Too much of dust.
We get a baby, we can't even put the baby at the downstairs. We can't even be downstairs. It's so much of dust.
While some residents say they've engaged management of the Rose Hall estate, nothing has been done to address the situation.
We raised this issue with the NDC. They said they were talking to the estate for getting soap, nothing happening. I even reached the field manager of the estate. He instructed the vehicle them for drive slow, but look, them driver don't care. They don't drive slow.
There is evidence that work started to resurface the road. According to residents, the work commenced shortly before the September 2nd national elections, but there has been no progress on the project since.
They start a piece at the back, and that's all. Right down the back near the bridge, they start a piece. And that's it. We not see nothing more.
When they did that piece?
They do it about 2 months down.
When this newscast visited on Tuesday, there was not much evidence of the situation residents described. However, residents say this was because of the presence of the media that the vehicles were not driving as fast as they would normally do.
We need them to look into the matter and see how best they can resolve the matter as early as possible, because it's not healthy for us.
The dam is so bad, but the estate people not soak it and left it like and get it better. They make up there a piece and then left it. We never see them back again. You know how we just happy when the rain fall? Because yes, certainly does. It's overbearing now. It's overbearing. I would like somebody to look into this and do something about it.
They start make a piece at the back, they cut it off. They said they're waiting on the weather. The rain did fall at 2 days. The sun is hot now, the place is dry, nothing doing right now.
For the evening news, Andrew Carmichael.
Minister of Education Sonia Parag, during a recent site inspection of the Northwest Secondary School Dormitories Expansion Project, has called on the contractor to accelerate works and strengthen its workforce to meet the revised completion timeline. Find out more in this Bisham Mohammed report.
Minister of Education Sonia Parag on Sunday conducted a site visit to the Northwest Secondary School in Region 1, Barima-Waini, where she inspected the ongoing expansion of the male and female dormitories. Once completed, the facility will increase the school's boarding capacity to approximately 120 students, especially catering to those who reside in very remote communities of the region. A $362 million contract had been awarded to Mason's Innovation Construction and General Supply for the dormitories expansion project. With regards to the female dormitory, a revised completion deadline has now been set for January 31, 2026.
The contract had a bit of a delay because of accessibility to the particular area where the buildings were being constructed in the beginning. Due to that delay, they would have obviously started beyond the start date that the contract had in it. So the Ministry of Education would have written, and the contractor would have written, as a matter of fact, for an extension on that contract. That request was approved. So then the end date for that contract is now the 31st of January 2026. We've had a look. We've spoken to the contractor to ensure that measures are taken and taken immediately. That is to up the manpower. That is to ensure that they up the hours. And while they do that, also try not to affect the students who are currently in the dormitory.
On the other hand, the shared dining hall and the male dormitory are scheduled to be completed by the end of November 2025.
And as far as I'm seeing that there is a great deal of work needs to be done in both of those buildings. So we've asked the contractor to take measures and find solutions immediately, which we're holding the contractors accountable for, and will be ensuring that in the interim we make visits to make sure that that's happening, to see that by the end of November we will have those two buildings completed.
The Education Minister also urged the contractor to ensure their works are not disruptive to students currently housed in the facility. She also emphasized the importance of the works being completed on time.
We want to have by January, at the end of January, that the students, the capacity of the students, and you're seeing an increase, I've been told by our DCEO for Hinterland, Mr. Marty D'Souza, that the enrollment for the female students have been increasing. So we want to ensure that the extension for that dormitory is ready up and running by the end of January so that we can accommodate these students to be in school.
According to the ministry, the contractor responded positively, noting that all the materials needed to complete the project are on site and there should be no further delays. Bisham Mohammed, Evening News.
Coming up, Gaia Expo 2025 to expose local businesses to new markets, says Minister Rodriguez. And Guyana outpaces global health targets, says Dr. Ramsamy. Do stay with us. More news ahead.
Looking to bring your dream home to reality? Or simply taking on a home improvement project? Then National Hardware Limited is where you should start. Let us put that touch to your home. Choose from over 1,000 Berger Paint original hues for any surface. We are known for our trusted brands such as Westinghouse, Philips, Sadco, Rubbermaid, Pyrex, Gibson Home, and so much more. National Hardware Limited, your do-it-best store. Located in downtown Georgetown and industrial site Rhymeville.
Seeing her succeed makes me proud, and I know I made the right choice by giving her Enfogrow since she was little. Knowing that 85% of brain growth will occur by age 3, Enfogrow's blend of ingredients such as DHA helps support your toddler's brain development and contains 22 nutrients to support their diet or nutrition. Enfogrow, what you do today will last forever. This product is not intended to be a substitute or
Mom, did you tell him that Danny went to pick up KFC?
No, wait a minute. Are we really not going to tell him we already have KFC?
A tasty dinner shouldn't be that complicated. Crunch the routine and order a delicious KFC bucket for the best price. KFC, it's...
So yeah, I was watching the game last night.
Oh gosh, is these Valerie people again?
Hello everyone.
Hello.
I'm with the Ministry of Health, here to distribute our annual Filaria tablets.
So wait, like is every year y'all share these tablets?
Why so often?
That's a very good question. Filaria is spread in mosquitoes, and the worm can live inside you for many years. Taking a tablet once is not enough to stop them. That's why the program provides them every year to break the cycle of transmission.
So how come people still get Bigfoot and Goody after taking this pill?
Yeah. The Bigfoot and the Goody is not caused by the tablets. It's the disease itself. See, filaria, it actually damages the lymphatic system over time, which causes scrotal swelling and Bigfoot. The pills actually prevent that by stopping the worms before they cause permanent damage.
Oh. So it's really about all of us?
Not just one person?
Exactly. By each person taking their dose, we move closer to eliminating filaria from Guyana.
Alright, well, we'll take ours today.
Yeah, I think that's the right thing to do. We'll take ours.
Remember, everyone in your household needs to take the tablet too. That's how we protect families and our whole community.
We are talking about filaria gonna get knocked out. TKO.
Seeing her succeed makes me proud, and I know I made the right choice by giving her Enfogrow since she was little. Knowing that 85% of brain growth will occur by age 3, Enfogrow's blend of ingredients such as DHA helps support your toddler's brain development and contains 22 nutrients to support their diet or nutrition. Enfogrow, what you do today will last forever. This product is not intended to be a substitute.
Guyana's oil and gas sector is ensuring safety standards remain top priority. Modern technology such as thermal imaging systems, real-time monitoring, and reporting of environmental discharges of FPSOs has been implemented to reduce risks. Hands-on training in health and safety is intensifying, strengthening environmental sustainability both onshore and offshore. Since oil production started offshore, long-term investments have opened doors for Guyanese, shaping the industry and local economy for generations to come.
Welcome back. You're watching the Evening News. A motorcyclist met his demise in the early hours of Monday following a collision with a motorcar at the intersection of Sheriff and Garnet Streets, Georgetown. The deceased has been identified as Kurt Cliff, a security officer from West Rhymeville, Georgetown. The father of two was reportedly returning home from a birthday celebration. Based on reports received, the accident occurred at about 1:15 and involved motorcar PLL 4772, owned and driven by a 21-year-old resident of Cummings Lodge, East Coast, Demerara, and Cliff, who was at the time driving motorcycle CL 9383. Preliminary investigations revealed that the motorcar driver was proceeding down Sheriff Street, and upon approaching Garnet Street, he occupied the center lane as the traffic light was green in his favor. While attempting to turn right into Garnet Street, the motorcyclist reportedly failed to stop at the intersection and collided with the left front of the car. As a result of the impact, Cliff was flung into the air and landed on the car's windshield before falling onto the roadway. He was picked up in a conscious state and transported to the Georgetown Public Hospital, where he was admitted to the accident and emergency unit, but later succumbed to his injuries. Meanwhile, a breathalyzer test was conducted on the car driver, but there were no traces of alcohol in his system. Investigations are ongoing. We now tell you that Acting Town Clerk Candace Nelson this morning, along with ranks of the City Constabulary and the City Engineers Department, conducted a joint operation in the Central Business District of Georgetown, specifically along Regent Street and North Road. The exercise focused on the removal of encumbrances such as unauthorized no parking signs and other obstructions that hinder pedestrian and vehicular movement. According to a statement from the Georgetown Mayor and City Council, this initiative forms part of its ongoing efforts to restore order, enhance public safety, and maintain clear access to routes throughout the capital city. Nelson emphasized that the council remains committed to ensuring a more organized and aesthetically pleasing city environment. She also reminded vendors, businesses, and property owners to comply with municipal regulations to support the city's overall development and cleanliness campaign. We now hear from Michael Henry on the massive infrastructure upgrades taking place at the National Park in Georgetown, from the creation of a football field, installation of lights, to enhance security and upgraded infrastructure. The National Park is undergoing a major transformation aimed at improving the experience and safety of its patrons. Here are the details.
On a tour guided by Deputy Commissioner of the Protected Areas Commission, Parmanat Prasad and the Evening News on Tuesday visited the National Park in Georgetown to get a first-hand look at the ongoing infrastructure upgrades taking place. Prasad explained that the upgrades will be carried out in phases with support from the Public Works Ministry.
Give me a wide overview of the works set to be undertaken here.
So we have a development infrastructure plan for the park. One being raising the level of the park, because currently the park is below the level of the two roads that are being constructed, being Carfest Avenue and Thomas Land. So one of the phase development we're planning to do is to raise the level of the park. Secondly, we're improving lighting within the entire space so that we could extend the opening hours of the park. So we will be able to accommodate those who leave work at 4:30 or even at 5. They could come in the park and spend a few hours within the space. Inclusive of that, we have mobile patrols, security, so that when you come into the space, you feel safe, comfortable, and have an activity, jogging.
The enhancements also include the development of a new football field. Prasad explained that in the past, various athletic clubs were required to share their field with footballers.
We are currently developing a space which we saw earlier exclusively for football. So that would be a space exclusively for football. We're now extending the football field for footballers. This is an initiative by the Protected Areas Commission and the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sports with the National Sports Commission. So footballers would have their own space to practice and train in keeping with the government's plan to promote sports within the Georgetown sphere. The athletic club would have their own space to practice running, jumping, and other such activities.
And how big would this space be?
Oh, well, it would be a standard football field. It's a standard football field.
Plans are also in place to carry out revetment works around the entire manatee pond and to construct a walkway designed to be more child-friendly. The project, he said, will allow visitors to extend slightly over the water to feed, view, and interact with the manatees.
So the intention for the manatee pond is to do revetment for the entire pond and a walkway, which would be more kids-friendly. It would extend a bit into the space to feed the manatee, to interact with them, to view them. So all of that are plans for the park to improve the space that we have as it is.
Other plans include the installation of lights and the construction of a tennis court. Michael Henry, The Evening News.
Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce, Suzanne Rodriguez, says GAIA-Expo 2025 will give local businesses greater exposure to new regional and international markets. In this Trishelle Sobers report, we hear from the minister, who also noted that the event aims to showcase Guyana's growing range of products and services while strengthening trade ties and attracting new investment opportunities.
As Guyana prepares to host GAIA-Expo 2025, the country's premier trade fair and one of the largest in the Caribbean, Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Suzanne Rodriguez has reaffirmed the government's commitment to using the event as a platform to connect local entrepreneurs with international markets and strengthen Guyana's manufacturing sector. Speaking during the televised program Guyana Today ahead of the highly anticipated four-day event, Minister Rodriguez said GAIA-Expo 2025's promises to deliver 3 days of fun, family, and business development while playing a pivotal role in advancing Guyana's economic diversification efforts. She explained that this year's exhibition will feature international partners from Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, Suriname, the United States, and Turkey, among others.
It's perhaps the largest trade show in the Caribbean. And we are working very, very hard this year to ensure that GAIA-Expo serves a particular purpose. We have companies from Barbados, Trinidad, Suriname, I think the United States, Turkey. So we have a few international companies that are on board with us. And we also have interests from other business people around the world who are traveling for GAIA-Expo. Right.
And we will ensure that during the expo, we make those connections with our local companies so that the talent that exists within our local private sector and our small businesses here, that we can make those very important connections to ensure that a few of our small businesses here can maybe sign MOUs or form partnerships during the expo so that they can have access to new markets. GAIA-Expo 2025 will place renewed emphasis on strengthening business partnerships, fostering innovation, and sustaining Guyana's economic diversification. Themed Transformation through Entrepreneurship and Innovation, the expo is set to take place at the National Exhibition Complex from November 13th to 16th. Minister Rodriguez revealed that her ministry has partnered with the World Trade Center, Georgetown, to enhance the preparedness of small businesses participating in trade fairs. A major innovation at this year's event will be a business-to-business seminar organized in collaboration with Go Invest. The session, scheduled for the second day of the expo, will bring together local entrepreneurs and international companies in a structured environment designed for fostering networking, deal-making, and investment opportunities.
And so we submitted a list to the World Trade Center, and some of our local
businesses through the SBB, and also some of the local businesses that have already registered as exhibitors at Guy Expo. We have given them an opportunity to be a part of that workshop that is organized tomorrow at the World Trade Center. So they're getting an opportunity to spend a day at the World Trade Center. They'll take part in the workshop, and they will learn some valuable lessons in how to successfully participate at a trade show, at the Guy Expo, something that they can put into use very quickly, because it's not just about setting up a booth or a table and displaying your products or your services. It's what happens next, because the Guy Expo gives you a platform. A platform in order for you to catapult your business, start a business, enhance your business, form partnerships, find new markets. Those are some of the benefits of participating in a trade show.
Event coordinator Alison Parker confirmed that preparations are well underway, with more than 200 exhibitors already registered. This includes major participation from the Guyana Manufacturing and Services Association, GMSA, which will showcase agro-processors and manufacturers, and the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce and Industry, GCCI. Guy Expo 2025 forms part of the government's broader strategy to expand Guyana's non-oil sectors, strengthen private sector competitiveness, and position the country as a regional hub for trade and innovation. Trishelle Sobers, Evening News.
As countries around the world continue to struggle to achieve health-related sustainable development goals, Guyana is emerging as a leader in strengthening respiratory health and advancing universal health coverage. This was highlighted by Ambassador Dr. Leslie Ramsamy during activities held to mark Respiratory Care Week 2025. Michael Henry tells us more.
Permanent representative of Guyana to the United Nations, Dr. Leslie Ramsamy, has revealed that Guyana's SDG index currently stands at 66.5%, a figure that places the country well above the global average, even as many developing nations fall behind on targets related to public health and access to care.
Our Guyana SDG index is far better than the global average, with an index of 66.5%. Among the targets the world is seriously off track in are targets for health. In particular, most countries around the world are seriously off track for achieving the universal health coverage, the so-called UHC targets.
He noted that the world remains off course in achieving universal health coverage, largely because of insufficient financing and an ongoing global shortage of healthcare professionals, particularly respiratory therapists.
Respiratory health is critical for universal health coverage because respiratory diseases are a leading cause of death and disability, and they require continuous and comprehensive care. Ensuring everyone has access to preventive care, diagnosis and treatment for lung diseases like asthma, like chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, pneumonia, tuberculosis is essential for universal health care goals of providing health services.
Meanwhile, Dr. Ramsamy, who previously served as Minister of Health and advisor to the Minister of Health in Guyana, highlighted to the various officials during the meeting that a recent study by the National Health Service in the United Kingdom found that 82% of hospitals face shortages of respiratory therapists, making Guyana's achievements even more remarkable.
At the university level for respiratory therapists, UG, the University of Guyana, is one of the few universities in the global south to have a first world curriculum for RTs and to have an RT program. Now other countries are looking to Guyana to support similar development. Guyana now stands as one of only a handful of developing countries with this distinction. And indeed, some of our sister countries in South-South collaboration are looking to Guyana as a leader and to help support similar development in their countries. I'm delighted to be part of today's meet and greet for the first batch and for the second batch of RT students in Guyana.
Michael Henry, The Evening News.
In Berbice over the weekend, the Guyana Fire Service held special kids camps as part of its 2025 Fire Prevention Push, teaching children fire safety and emergency response skills. Here is Andrew Carmichael with this story.
The Fire Service in Berbice is currently hosting a series of kids camps. Divisional Fire Officer Clive MacDonald says the camp is part of the 2025 fire prevention activities targeting children as young as 3 years old and up to 16 years.
We had two yesterday at one at New Amsterdam and one at Anvoa, but today is Rose Hall, day for the kids camp. All this in preparation and spreading the message on fire prevention safety.
According to statistics, from January to September of this year in Region 5 and 6, that's Mahaica, Berbice and East Berbice Quarantine, the fire service responded to 264 emergency calls. 67 private dwelling houses or structures were destroyed. Some 105 persons were rendered homeless as a result at the end of September. Fire Officer MacDonald says the figures show the importance of early education and constant vigilance.
We will be teaching them basic medical and fire prevention hints and tips. The objective of this all is to spread the message on fire prevention and safety within our society. By educating one kid at the age of 3 to 4 years old, that kid leave here and go home and spread the message with their parents, probably a sibling, another brother or sister. So immediately that you're targeting 4 persons there in spreading the message on fire prevention and safety.
At Rose Hall on Sunday, about 6 to 7 children were present, with similar numbers at camps held recently in New Amsterdam 9 to 7 and Anfoak 6 to 3. MacDonald emphasized that while the focus is on children, the message is for everyone because fire prevention begins at home.
This is the third one. The next one is slated for GEORGETOWN Fire Station. That will be next weekend. And this will be a continuous posture in these kind of activities because you're seeing it. According to our statistics, it is showing that there were reductions. Within the New Amsterdam district alone, I can tell you that we're seeing a reduction of fires. And by now we have the dry season. It's dawned upon us. We're finding to some extent, most of those wildfires is due to the act of neglect.
MacDonald said the reduction in fires in that district shows progress, but with the dry season now fully arrived, the risk of wildfires and structural fires remains high. By teaching children today, the fire official hopes the message reaches every household tomorrow, hoping to keep Berbice safer, one family at a time. Andrew Carmichael, The Evening News.
And now for a look at the bridge reports.
The Berbice River Bridge will be closed to vehicular traffic on Wednesday, October 29 at 9 hours 15 for a period of 1.5 hours.
West Indies I-Series win in Bangladesh, and Women's League, Fruta and Grove move up after wins. These and more coming up in this evening's Sportcast, sponsored by MacCorp.
Premier insurance coverage for less. Stay safe.
On the job, you know how it goes. 1 minute, everything's going right, and the next, something goes wrong. Don't worry, Premier Insurance will make things right again. For all risks insurance, call 223-0840 or visit premierinsurance.gy. Fuel your success. Premier insurance coverage for less.
Attention builders and DIY pros. Transform your projects and upgrade your toolkit with Stanley. Start with precision cuts using the circular saw. Tackle tough jobs with the hammer drill. Achieve clean finishes with the tile cutter. Make angled cuts with the miter saw. Power through with the chop saw. And sharpen your skill with the bench grinder. Don't wait. Visit sylviesonline.com or stop by 31 High and Hatfield Streets or Lot 90 East Henrietta, Essequibo Coast to grab yours today. Upgrade your tools. Upgrade your results.
Seeing her succeed makes me proud, and I know I made the right choice by giving her Enfogrowth since she was little. Knowing that 85% of brain growth will occur by age 3, Enfogrowth's blend of ingredients such as DHA helps support your toddler's brain development and contains 22 nutrients to support their diet or nutrition. Enfogrowth, what you do today will last forever. This product is not intended to be a substitute.
Mom, did you tell him that Danny went to pick up KFC?
No, wait a minute. Are we really not going to tell him we already have KFC?
A tasty dinner shouldn't be that complicated. Crunch the routine and order a delicious KFC bucket for the best price. KFC, it's...
Yeah, blood.
I said like you didn't pass it through today.
Nah, boys, them file area tell people stop me and if they come to me on help.
Oh, but hey, I hide it from them people now, boy. You want none of them things. Plus, I skipped them people last year. And did you and I feel good? Make no sense I take that. You think the system gonna take us out? Yeah.
No matter what, you could feel good, but the worm still and you said you could get a big foot and all.
Oh, hey, Bigfoot? Worm? Hey, man, stop playing, you know. Hey, me auntie take them pills and she gets sick. We need. Plus, me auntie, me sister and them did I take it. That them big foot of them things come from crap who blowing on your foot.
Yes.
Or over your body, and not file your body.
Nice, serious body. You see, if you don't take the pill, the worm goes inside you for years. Plus, when the mosquito bite you, you can pass some crime, give it to your family or even weak. Besides, plus, your auntie must have had the thing and all, the pill help shit. Don't believe in them over be a stubbornness, dog.
So wait, you telling the rascal get this thing you could give family and don't even know?
Yeah, man. Plus, if the thing get bad, your foot and your skin will up big. Even your baskets will big, get gory.
Hey, you are none of that. Hey, bye, best you take this pill and done, bye. Yeah, but that's why we all got to take the file area pill. Yeah. Protect your family and everybody else.
We are talking about file area gonna get knocked out.
In today's tough driving conditions, every engine faces 3 powerful enemies: engine heat, pollutants, and frequent short trips. Each factor is a direct cause of engine sludge, a buildup of dirt that can block vital oilways. This triple threat demands triple protection. Castrol GTX's Triple Protect Power is engineered to fight these 3 main causes of engine sludge.